Welcome to part 2 of a 3-part series on strategic decision making. This video, how to ask the right questions and clarify the real issues, will focus on the first 2 steps of a 4-step framework that I shared in part 1. If you haven't watched that yet, I do recommend starting there as it lays out the foundation for what we're going to be diving into today. I'm Ellen Cohen. I'm the founder and CEO of ThinkSpace Unlimited. When you're at a crossroads and have a significant decision to make, but you don't need a lawyer, an accountant, or a business manager, but you do need a confidential, non-judgmental thought partner, ThinkSpace can offer you that help as you navigate through the complexity, work through those high-stakes decisions, and contemplate the pros and cons of an opportunity. So just to do a quick recap of the 4 steps of the framework that I shared, they are as follows. 1, define the purpose and the outcome. 2, ask the right questions. 3, explore solutions through brainstorming. And 4, pressure test, scenario plan, and decide on the final solution. So, as I said, today we're going to be doing a deeper dive on those first 2 steps. Einstein said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes figuring out the right questions to ask, and then only 5 minutes finding the solution. So in step 1, we're going to explore that Einstein idea of really understanding the question by clarifying the core issue. I'm talking about isolating the specific question or issues you're being asked to solve. And when you're under pressure, it's really tempting to respond immediately without taking that necessary time to reflect or consider what the deeper issues may be. To make the best decision, you want to consider taking that beat to make sure you're solving the right problem. Getting this part right will ensure that everything that follows is built on a solid ground. So one thing I see over and over with the leaders I coach is that they start solving that wrong problem because they don't stop to check their assumptions. Getting the questions right is what leads to this getting the solution right. So channeling your inner Einstein, ask yourself these 4 questions. 1, what is the core issue here? Meaning, do you clearly understand what you're being asked to resolve? And then 2, what additional information might you need to fully understand that problem? From whom or where can you get that information? So also be clear on the result that you're ultimately trying to achieve. What is the desired outcome and who will be impacted by the decision and how? So once you're clear on asking the right questions about the problem, step 2 of the framework is to look critically at the information that you do have. You want to be careful of assuming that you have enough information. And some of the questions that I guide my clients through on this one is 1, to look critically at the data and facts that you do have. What do you know for certain? Are there underlying causes that may have created the issue? And do you have enough data to assess their impact? Do you have the right information? You might want to pause here and check your own filters to see if you're making any assumptions. What assumptions might you be making that are clouding your judgment? And then we're going to be moving into part 3, where we're going to look at how to generate creative, strategic solutions, especially when the options that you have at hand aren't enough and you need to find better choices. And if you're personally facing complexity right now and you'd like a space to untangle the unknown and sharpen your own decisions, you can find me at thinkspaceunlimited.com, ebccoaching.com, or on LinkedIn at EBC Coaching. I'd love to connect. Feel free to reach out. And I look forward to seeing you in the 3rd of 3 videos. Thanks for coming.